This video focuses on letters. I was inspired by looking at all the different letters in the Peace and Pandemic exhibition, and I really believe there is an art to letter writing. And for me, letters are just like stories. If we look together at some in the exhibition, I'll show you how. When lockdown was announced at the end of March, Prime Minister Boris Johnson wrote a letter to 30 million households in the UK. If we look closely at it, we can see he says, "I understand." He talks directly to the reader, saying, "Your life, the government want to help you." You also get a sense of his own voice later on. He says, "It's important for me to level with you." His storytelling also supports the initial message of stay at home and protect the NHS. The NHS and care sector staff become key characters. Finally, the letter outlines clear instructions. So you can see how this letter informs the public on what to do and what to expect from lockdown. However, letters don't only have to share information. Often they're passionate and persuasive and tell other kind of stories, and this is where the protest element comes in. This is an open letter led by the Peace Pledge Union on military spending, calling for the government to redirect funds to healthcare. You can see it's well researched, citing official documents. It's also persuasive, with language such as powerless, attacking civilians, deep-seated problems. Phrases such as war makes the whole world less safe are resonant. In the last sentence, I like how the writer of this letter challenges the meaning of the word defence. It shifts it away from war as we normally use it to show how we can fight the world's big issues. Thinking about anti-war protest and letter writing put me in mind of conscientious objectors. A conscientious objector is a person who refuses to perform military service on the grounds of their beliefs and values. Peace Museum have a large collection of objects from conscientious objectors throughout the 20th and 21st century. This is a letter from Mr. F. Crowther, a conscientious objector writing in 1916. It is expressing his beliefs on pacifism. In these paragraphs, we get to know his backstory. He sets the scene as a school teacher, spreading messages of peace, love, brotherhood, in his own words. He's against war, hate, and selfishness. His backstory supports his claim about his beliefs on pacifism. It helps us get to know his character, and we empathise with him more. His letter is passionate and firm. We can learn a lot from conscientious objectors now, because their protest was to stay at home. The first creative protest task of the Peace and Pandemic exhibition is to write a formal letter, maybe to your MP, about a subject you really care about. Here's my advice. Show what you know. If you're writing about something you care about, you probably know a lot about it, and this will help. Be passionate and persuasive, like in the letters we've seen. Have a sense of emotion, whether you're angry or upset, or maybe you want to celebrate something in your community. Let's have a sense of your own voice too. Tell a story. Think of the people involved as characters. Give a backstory, choose a setting. This will help your reader feel more connected to what you're writing about. Finally, make clear requests. This is a letter I wrote to my MP in mid-June. In it, I call for him to put pressure on the UK government to do more to eradicate racial inequality and implement the recommendations from Reviews into Racism. Recently, there have been important protests globally around racism, inequality and violence. But we realise not everyone can get out to protest now. Writing a letter to your MP is a great way to get your voice heard and talk directly to someone who could influence change.